Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Jordan, and I'm a hospitality student at Kendall College with a concentration in food and beverage. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about myself and my views on professional success in regards to my own life path. American poet Ralph Waldo Emerson made a quote, "Life is a journey, not a destination." And I think that he stated this quite eloquently, as I believe that consciousness, that is the way we look at the world, is continually changing. Therefore, the context can't be continuous and stable. It's continually changing, and I would like to share a little bit with you today about the role of consciousness in my own professional success and the road to realizing my own personal path. At the age of 7, my family and I moved to Hungary, and it was at that time that I was exposed to something called a disznótor, which is the pig slaughter. Our landlords had pigs, and they had guinea fowl, and they had chickens and rabbits, and the pig slaughter was an all-day process in which the sort of whole community came together and they processed this pig. And nothing went to waste. There was about a handful of organs that were not used in the production and fabricating of this pig, and they used the pig, mostly all of it, to feed themselves for the winter. And I think it was at that point that I was exposed to the way in which culture affects food. Hungary is not a particularly prosperous country, and so many of the citizens of Hungary are farmers or are involved in sort of raising their own food. And I think that was when I first realized that food is very closely linked with culture and language as well. I think the language of a particular culture affects their food. For example, Hungarian grammatically is structured in such a way that it takes a long time to say a particular thing, and each word is connected to the next by the use of different articles at the end of words, and they sort of all flow together, but it's not a concise language by any means. And I sort of think that my development of that social attitude, or that connection between culture and food, is really what was, at a very young age, at the age of 7, I really made that connection between food and culture. And I think that's what was the base for what now is my passion, restaurants, food, and that no doubt had a contributing factor to my own views. When we moved back to the U.S. in 2000, I got a job at the age of 15 at a place called the Pantry Restaurant, which was a breakfast and specialty sort of restaurant. They had deli meats and sandwiches and big baked apple pancakes and German pancakes. And I had gotten a job as a dishwasher, and I think it was at that point that hard work was instilled with me, and I think that's where it taught me an appreciation for people who are not necessarily at the bottom, but they are laboring to make their money. And I think hard work is a true test of endurance. And working hard, I think the difference between hard work and working hard is that hard work is the labor, the intensive, the actual work, whereas working hard is the pride that you take in your work, and is what ultimately others notice. And I think that continual learning and that continual change in consciousness of the way you view work and culture, as when I was younger, is what ultimately led me to realize my goal of opening my own restaurant. And I think that these early experiences really are what affected my view of what success is. I think that Hungary taught me that culture affects food. I think that the pantry taught me that hard work pays off. And formulating this ultimate goal is what led me to my decision to study hospitality management, food and beverage at Kendall College. And I think that all of these steps that I've taken are what have brought me to this point of executing and utilizing the lessons learned, and realizing that they all work together and that they all sort of, whether consciously or not, they all sort of form this journey that is not necessarily a destination, but it is the path that we all eventually choose. And I think that consciousness and being aware of that is key to choosing the path. I feel that in my own life, and I feel that it's important in my own life and in the search for professional success that the question constantly be asked, why am I doing what I'm doing? And that sort of reflection is what has led me to this point and has led me to the opinion that life is a journey and it is not a destination, and it's quite a journey indeed. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.